My name is Emily Carver. I'm 34 years old, a senior marketing manager from Boise, Idaho. I've always believed in giving my husband space. Boys' nights, solo road trips, weekend getaways with his friends. Because that's what trust looks like, right? Or so I thought. My husband, Ryan Carver, was 36 and a software consultant who traveled frequently for work. Charming, easygoing, and the kind of guy who made strangers feel like old friends Ryan could talk his way into or out of anything. We had been married for 7 years, and while things weren't perfect, I thought we were still solid. We didn't have kids yet, but we had just started trying. We even renovated the second bedroom, hoping it would soon become a nursery. So when he mentioned a spontaneous guys-only weekend in Lake Tahoe with his old college buddies, Greg, Marcus, and Dylan, I encouraged him to go. You deserve it. I told him. Take a break. Just no crazy parties, okay? He laughed. Babe, I'm 36, not 21. It's just poker, beer, and bad golf swings. He kissed me goodbye on a Friday morning, duffel bag in hand, and promised to call when they landed. I went about my weekend like any other. Pilates on Saturday, brunch with my best friend Chloe, and a solo movie night. But something gnawed at me. It was subtle, like a string slightly out of tune. Ryan was texting, sure, but he was vague. No group photos. No videos of the boys joking around. Just generic updates like, just finished dinner. Exhausted LOL. Something felt off. And then came Sunday afternoon. I was sitting on the couch scrolling through emails when I saw a notification from our shared hotel rewards program. Something I rarely checked. It was a thank you for staying message from the Birchstone Grand Resort in Lake Tahoe. But the reservation wasn't under Ryan's name. It was under Jessica Waller. Jessica Waller? I stared at the name for a full minute, and then my heart dropped. The email included a survey. Out of curiosity and growing anxiety, I called the hotel directly, pretending to be Jessica's assistant. I asked about Ms. Waller's stay and explained we were updating her records. What the hotel concierge said next made my stomach twist into a knot. Oh, yes. Ms. Waller checked in with Mr. Carver on Friday. Beautiful couple. They seemed to enjoy the suite upgrade. We even captured some great moments for their VIP guest album. My blood ran cold. Moments. I asked, yes, we offer photography package to premium guests. I can forward those pictures if you'd like. I barely managed to squeak out, sure, before hanging up. 15 minutes later, the email came through. A zip file titled, WallerCarver_album.zip. With shaking hands, I clicked, and there they were. Photos of my husband holding hands with a blonde woman in a red dress, laughing with her at a candlelit table, sitting in a private hot tub with champagne flutes in hand, wrapped in white hotel robes, smiling at the camera. Jessica Waller wasn't just a random name. She was real. She was with my husband, and they looked every bit like a couple on a romantic getaway. I didn't cry at first. I sat in silence, numb. My world had tilted on its axis, and I couldn't find my footing. But when I finally let the reality hit me, that the man I had loved and trusted was having an affair right on the banner of a guy's trip, the dam burst. My hands trembled as I called Chloe. She answered on the first ring. Chloe, I whispered, he's cheating. She came over within 20 minutes. I showed her the photos. Her mouth tightened into a thin, furious line. You need to confront him the second he walks through that door. But I didn't want a confrontation yet. I wanted proof. I needed the truth to be undeniable. Something Ryan couldn't talk his way out of. So I did something I never thought I would. I called Greg, one of the guys he claimed to be traveling with. Hey, Emily, he answered cheerfully. Everything okay? I'm just checking if Ryan made it back home okay. How was Tahoe? There was a pause. Tahoe? Yeah, the guys' trip you were all on this weekend. He hesitated. Emily, I haven't seen Ryan in months. We didn't go anywhere. That was all I needed to hear. When Ryan walked through the front door that evening, tanned and humming to himself, I was waiting. Laptop open. Photo slideshow playing. His eyes met mine. He froze. You had a nice trip, I said flatly. Jessica looks lovely. His face drained of color. Emily, don't. Just don't. Spare me the lies. He moved toward me, hands raised like I was some wild animal. He didn't want to provoke. I didn't plan for this to happen. Was it the first time? My heart broke all over again. How long? I screamed. About 6 months, he muttered, eyes cast down. We met at a tech conference. It just happened. I wanted to laugh, to throw something, to collapse. But instead, I stood tall. I called Greg. There was no boys' trip. You're a coward, Ryan. You lied, you cheated, and you didn't even try to cover it well. It didn't mean... Don't you dare say it didn't mean anything. I packed a bag that night and stayed with Chloe. Over the next few days, I contacted a divorce lawyer, blocked Ryan on everything, and made copies of the photos. They weren't for revenge. They were for documentation, for clarity. For when I began to question if I had overreacted, I hadn't. It's been 6 months now. The divorce went through quickly. Ryan tried to apologize again, but by then, I didn't even have the energy to respond. I wasn't interested in apologies. I was interested in peace and healing. I sold the house, started over in a new neighborhood. I adopted a dog, a scruffy rescue named Max who sleeps beside me every night and never lies. Most importantly, I learned something I'll never forget. Trust should never be blind. And when your gut whispers, listen, because sometimes the truth isn't revealed through confrontation. Sometimes it arrives in the form of an unexpected email, full of damning, undeniable photos. Photos that tell you everything you need to know. Trust should never be blind. And when your gut whispers, listen, because sometimes betrayal doesn't show up in screams or slamming doors. Sometimes it shows up in an inbox in the form of photos you never asked for but desperately needed. Those pictures destroyed the illusion of my marriage. But they also gave me clarity, strength, and the push I needed to walk away from a man who never truly valued me. So if you're reading this, doubting your instincts, brushing aside those quiet red flags, don't. You deserve honesty. You deserve love that doesn't hide in hotel rooms. You deserve better. And if your husband is off on another boys' trip, maybe it's time you check your inbox.